I've bought a new Fujifilm compact camera. This is it, and I want to share with you my first impressions, why I've bought it even if I have the Fujifilm X-T5 and other Fujifilm cameras, and why I think I finally found my desired compact Fujifilm camera. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. I'm liking to shoot Fujifilm a lot, but I was dissatisfied with X-T5 as size and weight for everyday shooting, but also with some other big Fujifilm lenses, but also with small Fujifilm lenses. I've made a review why I like and why I don't like X-T5. You can check my review 1 year long of using X-T5 after this video. So my story is like this. I had X Pro C. I'm still having X Pro C, but X Pro C, it's a dedicated camera from time to time. So I'm not using X Pro C like my everyday carry camera. It has some heft to it. It can't be an everyday. Next, I've bought X-T4. I was loving that small camera, but I've bought it and sold it twice because I didn't like the build quality, and after that I didn't like the fact that the screen had a bug and it flipped on you because of the eye sensor. And Fujifilm has the other lineup, that it's the X-T20, X-T30, X-T10 lineup of cameras. But I've never looked at this lineup of cameras because I thought to myself, this camera, it's like a SLR camera. I'm not liking SLR cameras. I've made a compromise when I sold X-T4 and bought the SLR looking camera, the X-T5. But I don't like it SLR cameras. First of all, the design is not inspiring for me, but I am also not liking the fact that the viewfinder in general, it's blocking the screen, the tilt screen, so you have some blockage there, that it's cumbersome on the seat when you are composing. So anyway, I was desperate because on Fujifilm I didn't have a small camera, and buying X-T4 for the third time, it wasn't a choice. So I said, okay, let me give a try to the X-T30 camera, and this is X-T30 Mark II, and I want to share with you what blew my mind regarding this camera and what it amazed me, because I had some points that I was scared that this camera will not meet because it was a SLR camera and so on. So let's talk about the first point. The first point is that look at this camera compared to X-T5. Well, when I'm looking on the screen, the size doesn't seem much. I'll try to put some B-rolls, but I'll do an in-depth review in the future. So you just have to believe me that the X-T30 is 1/3 of X-T5. It's a mini X-T5. It is so small, unbelievable small. So unbelievable small, unbelievable thin. It's very thin. Look at my finger. Also the screen here, the tilt screen, not as chunky as the X-T5 screens. Very small. It's like a mini is the right word, X-T3, X-T5. So wow, I was shocked how small it was. I didn't have those expectations, because on the paper you will be able to see that this camera, it's a little bigger than X-T4, but no, it's practically an X-T4 just with this little bump. So let's talk about this little bump that was scaring me, because I felt afraid that the viewfinder will obstruct the LCD screen when I will tilt it. But no, it's a pushed in EVF that has no blockage over the tilt screen when you are pulling the tilt screen. So it doesn't have this eyepiece. So amazing, really amazing. I was amazed. So it's a SLR, but it's not built as an SLR. I was afraid that it was built like Olympus or MDM10 Mark II, Mark C, Mark IV, that also has the SLR form and that big EVF with the eyepiece that it's blocking the tilt screen when you are tilting the tilt screen. But no blockage, just like on a rangefinder camera. So wow, this wowed me a lot. So all the points are there. The next problem that I was afraid I would have is that I will not have enough space for my thumb to rest here and I will hit the buttons. Well, I have a big thumb and a long thumb, but no, no problems at all. You are able to see the thumb is resting fine, and I'm just touching the joystick, and I didn't have any problems in pushing by mistake the joystick or other buttons. So I was very afraid that I will touch the Q button and other buttons and I will have some problems because the camera is small. But no real problems. And I've used this camera intensively over the past 3-4 days and no problems at all. I've used it in street photography, in family photography, by night, by day, with all the lenses that I have on Fujifilm. So, great stuff here. Next, compared to X-T30, I have lots of physical buttons. So this is a huge advantage here. I've customized all the buttons like on my X Pro 3. So I have all the buttons that I need to activate or deactivate different settings that I'm using. So, great stuff here. But let's talk about the image quality. Well, the image quality, it's at the level of X Pro 3 because we have here the X-Transform CMOS sensor backside illuminated. And Fujifilm has lenses that are not compatible 100% to the 40 megapixel sensor of X-T5. So overall, I do feel that with the small Fujifilm lenses, I will have better image quality compared to X-T5 because the lenses are resolving the sensor. And I'm really loving this look. I am also loving the look of X-T5. Of course, it's a special, more modern look, not bad at all, but I'm also liking the look of X Pro 6 of X-Transform sensor, so I can have the same JPEGs as on my X Pro 3. So regarding image quality, for me it's a totally go. Now, how this small body is pairing with the small Fujifilm lenses? I think this is a no-brainer. It's a kit, it's a very compact kit. Look at it, with great AF, because the AF is great. Another point that I really need to touch right now, the AF it's better than on X Pro 3 and I feel it's better than on X-T30. So crazy. I can't believe how good is the AF. Again, I hard tested this camera in low light photography, in night photography, and the results are amazing. I didn't have one miss shot with the 35mm magic lens f1.4 from Fuji. No one miss single shot. Yes, I'm using AFS, but this is how you must use also X-T5 if you want reliable results. You must use it with AFS, especially in the majority of time. So I'll compare these two cameras side by side in a future video, but overall I'm not losing much regarding image quality and AF. It's like 10-20% regarding the AF, and the image quality maximum 20% if I just want that resolution, but I gain portability. And more than that, I'm liking how I've said X-T5, but I'm not liking the weight and how the weight is distributed on this camera. I don't think it's about the weight, I think it's about the distribution of the weight, because I have similar cameras with similar weight and size like A7C, and I'm not bothered by A7C when I'm taking pictures. The A7C, it's not constraining my wrist because of how the weight is distributed, but here I feel a little friction. So in fast moving scenes, like on street photography, again street photography, fast moving scenes, not wedding photography, not family photography, not nature photography, not low paced photography, very fast moments. This camera, it's offering me a little friction, so I'm a little tied up by the camera and how I am able to move it. Not like a Ricoh camera, not like a GR camera, not like a light camera. So this is where light cameras with a little heft to it comes into play for my photography. So this is ticking the boxes regarding the weight and distribution. And now how this is comparing with the big lenses. And by the way, I have a special newsletter dedicated to the passionate photographers. So if you want to learn more about photography tips, tricks, and all kinds of useful information for free, please subscribe to my newsletter, link in the comments and description. So this is my biggest lens from Fujifilm, prime lens, 18mm f1.4 lens. A beautiful lens, really beautiful. I'm really loving it, and I wanted to sell it because I didn't like the package, how it balanced on X-T5 on the long term. I didn't take it for street photography because it was a very heavy package. I don't like it on my shoulder. I have some back pain problems, and it was a no-go if I would add another lens like the 35mm f1.4. So just think about this combo. Well, I must tell you that this combo, if I'm taking the X-T5 with this combo, I'm not liking it in the back too much. I'm not liking it, it's not fun. But I've took this combo, X-T30 Mark II with 80mm f1.4 and this lens with 2 spare batteries, no problems. The weight was perfect at the limit for what I'm liking to carry. The range that I'm covering with these two lenses, it's great, but more than that, this is where the surprise comes into play. More than that is that, look how easy I'm able to maneuver the lens and body, because this body, I don't know, it has the weight and the distribution of the weight how I want it. I'm not bothered by the fact that it's front heavy, no. My wrist is moving freely compared to how I'm able to move my wrist with X-T5. So for fast shots, down angle, lateral shots, very easy, very easy. With this, even with a pancake, I'm feeling the friction in my wrist. I may be picky here, but this is what I am. I'm picky, I'm liking to pay attention to all this stuff. So this body and weight and lens, it's a perfect match for me, better than the X-T5. And again, I'm using other cameras with similar weight. I don't have this problem. I think my problem is how the weight is distributed. You have here the center of the weight, and I don't know, I'm feeling it. You can make some tests if you have X-T5 and other small cameras and compare it for yourself. But this, very easy, and I was amazed. Now I don't have to sell my 80mm f1.4 lens, but I can take it and use it, and I can use it pairing it with another small Fujifilm lens like the 35mm f1.4. So basically I will win image quality and chances of taking different shots with great image quality in a very small portable package. So no EVF blockage of the LCD. It's pairing excellent with all the new lenses, but also with the older lenses that are not resolving the 40 megapixel sensor of X-T5. And another big advantage, it has flash. You have flash on you. I didn't have a camera with flash from Fujifilm till now. I had X-T2S, no flash, X-T4, no flash, just X100V. Just my X100V has flash, but this is a camera with interchangeable lenses that has flash. So great options here. I'm really loving the flash for family photography, but also in using it with different Fujifilm simulations. So overall, a better performing package for what I need. Also the video, it's great on the camera. It's not overheating like I was expecting to overheat. I've shot with a film simulation that is using clarity. It hit a little but not overheating, I would say, and all it's working great. And one more thing to address, the build quality. Well, it's all metal build. I'm liking it, very sturdy. So compared to X-T4, the build quality of X-T30 Mark II, over the top. It's killing me how good it's well built in the hand. And more than that, the buttons, wow, the dials are even better than on my X-T5 dials. The quality of these dials is at the level of my X100V dial. So great dials, very good build quality of the dials, very clicky, very sturdy, you don't bump them by mistake, all it's working great. Also the buttons, the texture. So I'm really loving the camera. Yes, the battery life, it's a little under X-T4, I would say, but overall, no problem. And look here, no problems in having this camera in hand and talking to you. And if you will watch my other videos, when I'm reviewing X-T5, I'm reviewing it with a small pancake lens because it's bothering me. The weight is bothering me. But here, no problems. I'm not feeling that discomfort that I have with the weight. And again, it's not about the weight in grams. I feel it's about how the weight is distributed. So for street photography, again, if you are doing wedding photography, event photography, family photography, it's okay. But For very fast scenes, I'm liking a camera that it's maneuverable like this, very easy in the hand, so no constraint on the wrist. So I'm totally loving this camera. Also, another thing to address here that I will make again another in-depth comparison is that this camera, even it's built as an SLR, the bumps, this front element, it's very flushed in the camera. It's not like an SLR camera. So basically it's a hybrid, I would say, between a rangefinder and an SLR camera. So overall, I really do feel that this camera is one of the best cameras that Fujifilm is making, or it made, because top-notch build quality, extraordinary price. So basically it's an X100V with replaceable lenses, and yes, it's not a rangefinder looking, but it's not far behind. So it's a hybrid between a rangefinder and an SLR camera. So really loving it for this, really loving it a lot. So great camera. Finally, I feel I'm at peace in having a good camera that I can use every day with great image quality, great AF, interchangeable lenses, flash, great ergonomics. So I'm totally recommending it if you want a Fujifilm camera that will meet all the criteria. Build quality, tilt screen, not flip out screen, good weight and good size, compact camera, then X-T30 Mark II, I'm feeling it's the best bet. Also X-T30, X-T20 could be a very good decision, and also X-T10. But compared to X-T4, way better than X-T4 regarding build quality, ergonomics, buttons, and also I'm feeling the AF, it's there. And with this lens, great AF with this lens. I've tested a little the IAF and it worked just like on my X-T5. Now please subscribe to my channel, check if on Amazon there is an X-T30, because when it appeared on my local shop, I've instantly bought it, because even the X-T30 is hard to find nowadays. So buy yourself an X-T30 if you'll be able to find one brand new. You'll not regret it at all. Next, check my videos about Fujifilm. Click here right now.